Hi, everybody. This is Rachel McCleary,
And I'm Kristopher Petree.
and we're here to talk about Unit 1.
Basically, our Unit 1 discussion was over any of the Horizon report. Mine was the K-12 2017 report.
And I used the Nordic 2017 report.
This particular question says to facilitate and inspire student learning and creativity. So for me in particular, this INST standard and relating it back to the Horizon reports, it talked about coding in class and programming. And it talked about using coding in all of the classrooms and increasing coding in the curriculum. And some of the ideas were saying that it should be increased into the actual tested curriculum, that all students should be having knowledge, and that the amount of jobs are going to increase. I think it's set to 4 million jobs by 2020, and we only have 700,000. I think that was the number. It was something in the 100,000s. Computer programmers that are going to be available to fill those jobs. So there's going to be millions of jobs open. So obviously, inspiring creativity and learning. Whenever you code, it's a canvas. It's like a blank canvas to do what you want. Create the game that you want. Create the program that you want. Whether it's art, whether it's engineering, it doesn't matter. All aspects of life can use coding, and that is where the generation is going.
I also related it to something similar. I related it to gamification, which is a new technology that a lot of schools are using. It allows people to, play a game and learn at the same time. Usually they're like video games. I've actually done one that's in a selection process before. So it's kind of like an integrity test. It sees how you'll act in a certain situation, but it's more accurate than a survey would be, because a survey is just, oh, are you going to steal money? And most people would say no, but that doesn't mean they won't do it. So this allows for a more creative environment for someone to get their integrity tested.
That sounds really cool. I think whenever I take surveys, a lot of the times I have to truly ask myself, especially if it's the integrity of the user, are you being honest, or are you putting the answers that the other person wants to see?
Right.
Our next question was about the knowledge constructor, using it for digital literacy, and the Horizon reports is talking about the improving digital literacy. And it wasn't just in my report, it was in a lot of the reports. I saw them across like 4 or 5 of them talking about digital literacy. Obviously, it's a big deal. It's talking about using the digital environment for a deeper understanding.
I put similar stuff that you did, learning how to use technology as a main one. So what I read about is these things called marker spaces. They're spaces which students can go and use. They don't necessarily have to be in a class. It's kind of like a lab where they can use the technology that they've been learning about, and they can kind of go themselves to learn more about what they've been learning in class. And also I read about wearable technology. I think that's an interesting thing, because students can, take advantage of that themselves. They can wear their Fitbit, get data from themselves.
I like that.
GoPro, make a video for class. There's unlimited amount of things you can do with this technology.
Yeah, whenever you were talking about that, I was thinking, whenever you said Fitbit, there's actually a health challenge that we do at our school, and the kids, they love wearing those. And then the parents wear it, and then the parents can come in the morning, and they'll do miles with the kids, and they're comparing their data and who ran more and who jogged more. And that's increasing the digital literacy for the parents as well. It's increasing the knowledge of all stakeholders, and I think that's really important in the educational foundation. All right, so our next question was the computational thinker. So for me, the computational thinker, for my reports, there was a lot of stuff in there. The coding, the robotics, complex thinking, all of that reverts back to what all teachers really should be doing. Maybe not the coding and robotics, but complex thinking, every teacher and every educator, whether it's in the general school setting or if it's on another, in the corporate world or wherever it may be, computational thinking and complex thinking is where everybody is headed. So if you go through school knowing how to get the answers to problems just because you figured out the pattern, but you're not being required to think and to think outside the box and think as a group and use huge complex problems and break it down into smaller chunks and smaller pieces. That skill is required in the workforce today. You have to be able to do that. Robotics and programming the computer language, it's all about algorithmic thinking. You have to teach the robot to go this way, to do this, and to do this, and pick hands up and move forward and move wheel. All of it is an algorithm, and it teaches the kids that process of how to think and how to think logically.
Right, I agree. I think the robotics part I read about as well, definitely a great example for this standard. We use it in IO, but it's more of a mental thing. It's like you said, breaking down each a big problem into little problems and trying to solve, them in order to get to a bigger solution. I think that's the important part.
Absolutely.
All right, I think that's Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.